for the
Wait, flip it around. Try to talk.
Check. Watch your foot. My name is Stevie Dub. This is behind the lyrics of my latest single, 10, produced by Contact, the producer.
If I make one, I can make two. I got it like that, 'cause I ain't like you. Nah, I can make another 10 in a minute. I can make another 10 in a minute. All I really wanted is to be successful, but somehow.
So basically, say the lyric and then go into it, right?
Yeah.
I just had to switch up my whole mindset. I don't think nobody's ready for the project. Had a lot happen to me I ain't processed, but I understand everything's a process. So over the course of the last couple of months, I went through a breakup. I went through a crazy transitional period where I was living from different place to place with friends and old coworkers or whatever, and my life was just a fucking mess, to say the least. And it's taken a little bit of time for me to just kind of process everything as a whole. And I went into the studio and I just wrote a lot about the situation and a lot about everything that went on. And that is where the bar, I don't think nobody's ready for the project, comes from, because it's so straightforward and so vulgar that it's almost uncomfortable for you to listen to, and it's been uncomfortable for me to even talk about it. So many emotions, I couldn't fit the picture. I was feeling hate, felt betrayed, I was feeling bitter, I was feeling mad in the studio with loaded clips aimed at anyone if ever they was talking shit. So going back to what I just said about the relationship, so many emotions, as we all know, are surrounded when you go through a breakup or when you go through anything like that. And it's taken me time to process all that stuff. And there was feelings that I had toward myself, toward others, where I was very bitter and mad, and I felt betrayed for certain situations that I went through after the breakup. And overall, I just had to assess those feelings and those emotions of betrayal, of bitterness, and not unload any clips on anybody, thankfully. Looking back at myself, I was cold-hearted. Then a conversation switched it back to wholehearted. So looking back on those emotions and the things that I've done, I'm not very happy about certain things that happened. And I felt like I was cold-hearted, even in the studio when I was writing some of these songs. And you guys will hear this on the album, Say All Tell All. It's very nasty, it's very vulgar, it's very upfront, and it's very, there's ego, there's a little bit of cockiness, you can hear a little bit of bitterness and anger in my voice, but it's all part of human emotions. I had a conversation with somebody that really changed that for me and really helped ground me all over again after dealing with all the things that I've dealt with over the last couple of months. Ain't it funny, now I'm back where it all started. It's survival of the fittest, and we outsmarted everyone. So those lines are simply me saying that when all this stuff went down, I started to come back out toward the studio, or to the studio in Riverside, which is where Ross lives. And if anybody knows Ross, or if you don't know Ross Holman is my best friend in the entire world. And Contact, they live together. Contact makes the beats. Everything started with Ross and I, and Contact has been a part of this for a majority of the last 5 years or so. But then recently, he started producing for me and the boys, and we've really hit home. So I feel like I'm back where it all started, with my friends, with my day ones, at the studio where everything started at, for myself and everybody else over the beginning of my rap career. I do not hate anyone. I got love for everyone, even those who doubted me when I was trying to be the one. So those lines basically just depict me saying hey, I don't want to have any negative, anger, hateful emotions toward anybody or anything for that matter anymore. Even those who talk shit about me, even those who have talked down upon me from back home, from here, music industry, not music industry, whatever. I am ridding myself of all those type of emotions and feelings toward anyone. To be the one, a lot of dark thoughts gotta change. I just wanna live in peace and have no drama for a change. So I believe, whether you wanna be the top or whatever, you wanna be a leader, to be the one, in order to be a leader, a lot of dark thoughts and negative emotions of whatever it is that you have in your mind or in your heart, it has to change. And when those things change, I feel like that will be me being able to give my full self and my real self to the world. And me, at the end, the line is, I just want to live in peace and have no drama for a change, because I do feel like I've been through a lot of things and dealt with a lot of drama. Some of it is self-inflicted, and I just want to be happy. Simply put, I want to live a peaceful life. The chorus, I can make one, I can make two, I got it like that, because I ain't like you. I can make another 10 in a minute. To me, what it means and what it symbolizes is it's not so much a me versus you or I'm better than you type thing. It goes to say that if I can make one song, or if I can get out of one crazy situation, I can get out of another one, I can get out of 10 of them, I can get out of an infinite amount of situations, whether they're good or bad, or I can get this job, I can get a second job, I can get 10, I can get an infinite amount. But you could take it as, however you want to take it. Some people could take it as, if I make one, I can make two, I got it like that because I'm not you. In no way, shape, or form are we alike, but at the same time, we are, because you're just as capable as making 1 and 2 or 10, an infinite of whatever, just as I am. Verse 2, all I really wanted was to be successful, but somehow everything for me is always stressful. I simply just want to be successful with whatever it is, with whatever my definition of success is. And over the course of the last couple of months, a lot of things have been stressful for me. And so that's basically where I'm going at with those lyrics. And I'll admit that most of it is self-inflicted. You would think that everything I've done is scripted. So a lot of the negative situations or emotions that I've been through in my life have been self-inflicted. I haven't made the best choices in my life, whether that be in like relationships or friendships or certain things like that. So much so that it's scary to think about, and when I talk about it, it almost doesn't seem like it's real. It almost seems like it's a fictional story, or not, just not a reality for me to have done a lot of the things that I've done. That's what I mean when I say it. You would think that everything I've done is scripted, as if somebody wrote it from a story, but it's actually my real life, because I have done some pretty crazy, not so good things. Which then leads into me saying working on myself and treating people better, because life is short and none of us will live forever. And I understand that, overall in this world, I just want to be able to treat people better, treat people with the respect that they deserve, just like they give to me, because none of us will live forever. There's gonna be one day when I die. There's gonna be a day when you die. And before that day happens, I just truly believe that I want to rid myself of the sinful things that I've done, and seek God's forgiveness for certain things that I've done, and just be a good person to all the people that are around me and strangers in this world as well. So while I'm here, I'm going to leave an impact, and a big one if I'm being exact. And I appreciate the people genuinely riding for me, telling me that I'm going to make it all because they heard my story. So I do want to leave an impactful legacy in this world, and a big one if I'm being exact. I go on to say, and they ride for me, yeah, they grind for me, they hear my story and they say that's my story. So just me being a rapper and me being able to tell my real life story, good, bad, ugly, beautiful, whatever, I've had so many people that have come up to me and said, man, bro, like the things that you're saying remind me so much of my own life. So that's what I mean when I say they hear my story and they say that's my story. We all got endless capabilities, so believe in your abilities and get rid of all resentment. Just practice being present. Everybody in this world has endless capabilities. You have the ability to wake up tomorrow and be an astronaut if you want to, or go to school and become a doctor, or whatever the case may be. So believe in your abilities. When you believe in your abilities, those things will actually come to fruition, with the proper amount of work, of course. Get rid of all resentment and practice being present. Those are two things in my life that I'm personally working on. So those bars were actually wrote for myself, as a reminder for myself, to continue to rid myself of those negative, or I don't even call them negative, to rid myself of those emotions of being resentment, having resentment and being filled with resentment, and being more present in the moment, no matter where I'm at, whether I'm in the studio with Contact, or having a conversation on the phone with my mom, or just right here as we're doing this behind the lyric video. Just being present more so in the moment so that I can really soak in the moment more, because I believe that there's no better time than right now. Lit. So that's been the Behind the Lyrics of 10. If you guys haven't heard it yet, check it out on Spotify. It's also available on iTunes. Shout out to Contact, the producer, for producing another one.
If I make one,